Thank you for staying with us. Well, joining us to have a conversation around the campaigns of the NNPP is Ladipo Johnson, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Spokesperson, NNPP Kwankwaso Presidential Campaign. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning. I haven't obtained the rank and title of Senior Advocate of Nigeria.
Apologies about that. Well, maybe you are some designate in the spirit that we've not seen. But perhaps it also speaks to the expectations of your party. There are those who are saying, hey, what's the assurance that, the NNPP is even going to get anywhere near the top at all? And so if such words come, and when they come, and you have all been debunking it, but further confirmation?
Yes, I mean, as you said, we have spent a lot of time debunking, time that could have been spent delivering a message to the people. We've spent debunking rumors basically from two camps. That's the APC and the PDP, more so the PDP. You'll recall that recently Waziri Adamawa, the candidate of the PDP, even went as far as saying that he was talking to Peter Obi and Kwankwaso, and both candidates came out to deny it. That hasn't happened. Yesterday, people sent me messages that, by Wednesday, Kwankwaso will be stepping down for Atiku Abubakar. That is not the case. We said from ab initio, from the beginning of the campaign, that we're running this campaign to the end. We are very confident. We have a path to victory. There are different possible paths for different candidates. We know what we have. We know we've played to our strengths. We've concentrated on that. And the 25th is around the corner. So we repeat that we're contesting this election to the end. If, as INEC said that they're preparing for a runoff, if there is no winner at first ballot, then you all have to sit down. Then you will talk. Then you will open the transfer window. Yes, definitely. You'll do that. Now, but as it is, no.
Okay. Well, one of the issues that a number of people have also alleged, is that, look, for such an election as this, you need a lot of money to prosecute the election. So when your candidate, for instance, came out a few days ago to say, hey, now everyone is at the level playing ground, we are all the same, so to speak. Everyone is being impoverished by the policy of government. Is that a confirmation of what people said earlier, that now that there's a level playing field, everyone is the same?
You see, it's a balancing thing. Yes, he doesn't have the filthy, illicit money that it seems that others have.
How do you
I've used the phrase seems the illicit. If you have money, which people are saying that you've buried in different places, and you really, really want to spend that cash, then people should be worried about such people. They are the ones they should be worried about. I keep saying it, I've said it several times. We have had more than enough to prosecute the campaign in the manner that we have chosen to prosecute it. We've been able to go everywhere. We've been able to approach our people. And if we are not buying votes, then Nigerians should actually look at that and say, okay, maybe this person is serious about coming to serve. Because if you are coming to serve the people, would you be buying their votes? You won't be buying their votes. If you've been serving them, in quotes, for 7-8 years, you wouldn't have to buy their votes or induce them in any way. So it's not the politicians. It is the people of Nigeria, sorry, forgive my English, the people of Nigeria who have to be serious. And they have a few days to think about it and get it right.
Two issues.
Yes,
earlier on, you said that if there were to be some sort of runoff or a need for a runoff, then your candidate would sit down and have conversations and see maybe who to support or how to go about it. And I wonder...
Or who to accept.
Or who to accept.
Yes.
Whatever term. Yes. I know politicians like to... But they all mean the same thing at the end of the day.
Yes.
So has that always been like the plan B, the ultimate goal?
No, look, if you go into a cup final, definitely a manager that doesn't plan for a penalty shootout is not a good manager.
But you'll be
if you believe you win it during the 90 minutes, and you do not, and you have to go for extra time or for penalty shootout, and you don't have the players to take the penalties, then you haven't done well.
Do you think
we have always known that with what we have on ground at the present moment, with the people who left the APC, people who left the PDP, like Kwankwaso, like Obi, the results wouldn't be the same as last time. It wouldn't be the same game. But the pundits just assume that, oh, this party has so many governors, this one has so many governors, it will be the same. Coupled with the economic situation and where we are at as a country at the moment, it won't be the same. It's not business as usual. So we are prepared for that.
It's interesting you use the analogy of football.
Football, yeah.
I know there were matches over the weekend, so you're probably still fresh off that. But
I've been campaigning. I can't.
Okay, that's understandable. But for football,
yes.
I mean, if there were to be penalty shootout, it's still the same team that will participate in penalty shootout. But for a runoff, it wouldn't be the same teams, in quote, that participated in the full 90 minutes that will go to that. And you said something instructive, that you will sit down and say, this is who to accept. So you are also confirming for a lot of people that talk about you not actually aiming to be winner of this election or even the runner-up. So the goal is to sit down and see who to accept.
That is why I said to you, when you said who to join, I said who to accept.
Yeah.
Whom to accept. Accept means that we've come in first or second, and there's no outright winner. So that's what it meant. That was why I corrected you then.
I mean, you can't choose who to accept. People will vote for you.
Hang on.
Okay.
Let's not confuse things.
All right.
There is a runoff. Kwankwaso has come in first or second, and no outright winner, and there's a runoff. Then you have to accept, am I going to be partnering in this runoff with this and that party, with this and that person? That's what I meant. It's simple. You understand? We have always known that we could make it to the finish line if X equals whatever and Y equals whatever. However, if that doesn't happen, we are confident in the fact, and all the parties should know that now, that with Kwankwaso's strengths, the areas of strength from the northwest, the northeast, and north central, he will definitely come in first.
Okay.
With the volume of votes I'm talking about.
Right.
You understand?
I mean,
so we are confident in what we're saying.
No one would expect anything less from you.
Naturally,
anyway,
they wouldn't,
to speak to that. But also the point you made about, financing and your candidate saying to governors, especially in the APC, that their loot is now useless. I mean, it's out there. And I wonder, let's break it down. Because you're a politician as well. Yes, you're professional in your field, but you're a politician. You understand how politics goes, how campaigns go. And I want to know, really, what do politicians need money for? Because I imagine you've had to spend money for lots of things. So aren't you spending money? How are you getting that money? Don't you have access to, considerable amount of funds? So it doesn't look like you're demonizing campaign spending.
No, we're not demonizing campaign spending. You spend, you do adverts, you spend logistics to move around, you spend money to put down structures. They hold meetings, they hire halls, they do all sorts of things. There's fuel scarcity to move them from Lagos to Ibadan alone. So you spend money on that. No one is saying that. What Nigerians are talking about, what people keep saying is wrong, is when you now have to give, or where you decide to start giving them rice, groundnut oil, this, and then of course raw cash, especially on election day or on a day to election. 5,000. The Yorubas, there was an election recently, they said, Diboko Sebe, vote and prepare a pot of soup.
That was in Ekiti.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you have that, it is something that should disgust the average Nigerian. So we know how it goes. And knowing how it goes,
your candidate has been in the APC. He's been a part of this.
Look, we're all in Nigeria. Are we all drug barons?
But
we
he's
know,
particularly been in the APC, he's gone through the
been
process.
in the PDP.
So he's speaking from a place of knowledge and experience.
Knowledge.
Yeah.
I have been in both parties. We know what goes on. We know what is going on. But there's nothing wrong with trying to say that, no, we want to do things differently. And I was saying to someone in the car as we were coming, many of my friends have said, oh, join the winning party in Lagos, Ladipo. And I said, it's not about winning. It's about trying to change this country. So I know where to go to if I want to sleep at home and become a member of the House of Reps or House of Assembly in Lagos. I know where to go to. And I have many people in that house. But I will not join them. I keep telling them that posterity will not judge you well. So it's as simple as that. As difficult as it is to believe, there are people in this country who believe that this country can be good.
Will you be paying, in the light of the question Claudia asked you, would you be paying your party, what do you call them, at the polling units?
The agents?
The party agents?
Paying agents at the polling units is almost normal now. In any country, for instance, in the United States, in the democracy, they pay their canvassers. You understand? Some people do it. You get some students who say, yes, they're going to, you understand? So that happens. So you have someone sitting there for God knows how many hours, and you expect that person to come back with a result sheet. You expect that person to object to anything funny at the polling unit. So most times, you do pay them. There are people who will tell you, who will say to you, nope, I'm a member of this party, I don't want it. But of course, unfortunately for us, especially after the 7 years we've been in now, or 8 years, should we say, Nigerians are more impoverished than ever. So you'll find people who will say to you that, yes, I'm a member of this party, but if I can get a stipend for sitting down for the next 6-7 hours in one place and be in your eyes, so be it. That's different to inducing me to vote for you.
So do you, pardon me, so do you
totally different.
So do you have cash stashed or funds stashed to cater to that?
No, I don't think most people have cash now. Some people have cash.
That's why I said funds. That's why I changed it to funds. Do you have funds for that?
I assume that most political parties have had people buy their forms, have had people donate to them, have run campaigns. And part of it would be logistics, not vote buying on election day, either to get your people to the collation center or what have you, to operate a situation room, Wi-Fi, etc., including your agents.
So it's interesting that as much as you think that this levels a playing field, your candidate thinks that I mean, all the people who may have stashed, looted funds, it is now useless. You also have a headache to combat with, because you just said that no one has cash, really.
Excuse me,
so I wonder.
Always, the moment the problem occurred, Kwankwaso has been consistent in saying that it is a problem that we can ill afford. The people, the masses of this country are suffering. It's difficult. I was in Epe, Ibejuleki, and Etiosa yesterday here in Lagos. And I wanted to, was it corn or bolly? And no one had cash in the car, you know? So I said, this thing is causing a problem to us all. So it's as simple as that. It is a problem. It's a policy I understand. You understand? I understand it. I think it has come at the wrong time, and we think the people are suffering unduly. But then again, we are appealing to Nigerians to ensure that there's no violence, and hopefully government will speed things up and improve the situation as quickly as possible.
I just wonder really if it's a fair trade-off, you know, leveling the playing field in some sense, and then, you know, impacting Nigerians, as a lot of people have said, negatively. There have been some positive sides, really, but I just wonder if it's a fair trade-off, and I know that conversation would always go on. But I'll speak to this, because your candidate started, well, he inaugurated his PCC just last month, and we saw the parties do it last year. In fact, some had some lists they'd been working on from years before, and they'd been building up to it. So I wonder, starting last month, barely a month now into the activities of the PCC, over 1,000 of them, I hear. What will this week be like for him? You've said there will be no big announcement as to maybe some sort of endorsement or what have you. Am I right?
No, you'll get some big announcements as to people endorsing him in the next 2-3 days.
In the next 2-3 days?
Yes, people
from parties?
Groups endorsing him.
Political parties?
Just yesterday, 10,000 moved from the PDP in Kano to the NNPP. Just yesterday. You understand? And I know, for instance, that, look, in the past 3 days, I've been trying to catch up with him. He was in Taraba, he was in Benue, he's in Kogi as we speak. I don't know where he is right now. You understand? But I know that once I finish from here, I'm trying to catch him. I'm going to go to Abuja tonight because there are many people who still want to talk with him and discuss.
I'm always curious when you hear thousands defecting.
No,
thousands collapsed. How did you come up with that figure?
We came up with that.
Did they give you their registration
this
details?
Is different from when some joker got off in the northeast somewhere and said that 3 million NNPP members had crossed with him to PDP. This is different. This was the PDP faction in Kano, and they had all their state ESCOs, local government ESCOs, national delegates, etc. I can't give you all the figures now, but it came, I was adding it up, it came to 10,000 and something. So that is why I said 10,000 plus. You understand? It was a specific, the entire faction, chairman down of the PDP in Kano. So we give conservative figures. We don't just pick figures from the sky.
So are they registered members of your party now?
Well, if they crossed yesterday, I'm sure they will all they'll be going to their wards today and everything to make sure that they register.
Yeah, the natural question to follow that is part of the issues Kari has raised. How does this all impact not just on the election, but on the chances of your party in Kano, as well as the promises of your party to the people? I mean, there are those who would wonder there must have been something that was offered to them. They could have gone to any other party, but they chose to come to the NNPP. What's in it for them?
What's in it for them? One, they're based in Kano. They're politicians. They believe that Kano is clear. Kano is secure. So it's safe for them to take that decision, or it's safer for them to take that decision. Unlike the decision taken by someone who was given or had the ticket in the safest seat in the country, as Kwankwaso put it, Kano Central. I'm talking about Malam Shekarau, and who now moved. He is the one that you should wonder. Now, why would you leave the safest seat in the country, Kano Central, and then go and join the PDP? He's the person you should ask what they offered him.
So what do you mean by safest city? Pardon me.
No, we joke about it, saying it's the safest seat in the country.
Seat?
Seat.
Oh, I get
senatorial,
it. City.
Safest senatorial seat.
Right.
As in, it is Kwankwaso's Kano Central.
Please go on. I just thought I heard city.
That's it. So basically, that is the thing. Some people are enticed by money. I tell you, I said there'll be some announcements. And those announcements, some have been, about 2 or 3 of them have been brokered by myself. And I told them that if you're saying you're tired of, you're fed up of this and that, you can come across, you can work with him, he ain't gonna give you any money. Okay. You understand? So it's as simple as that.
All right. Our colleague in Abuja, Mokwe, has a question for you.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mokwe.
Well, another candidate that doesn't give shishi as well.
No, ours is not shishi, Mokwe.
Curious. I know that this is the... I know this is the week of projections. This is the week when people are tidying up areas where they think that they most likely would, be home and dry. Can you give us perhaps your own thinking, your own permutations for how your candidate is going to breast the tape come the 25th of February?
Yes. I think the mathematics, Malkwe, is simple. In the 19 states of the North, in all humility, we do not believe there's or we know, let me be positive about it, in all humility, that the NNPP will make its 25% in all those 19 states plus the Federal Capital Territory. That leaves, if you're talking about an outright win, that leaves looking for 5 states in the entire South. And I believe that we have those states. As you say, these are projections, but we believe so. And then this must, of course, be coupled with the volume of votes. And when you look at the volume of votes, look to his strengths, or the strengths of the NNPP. And you will go in the Northwest, all the states in the Northwest, especially, of course, Kano, Kaduna, Jigawa, Katsina. Then you begin to go to the Northeast, and you see what is happening even in Borno, in Gombe, in Bauchi, places like that. Go to the North Central. He was in Benue yesterday. He was in Kogi yesterday as well. From the Northeast, he was in Taraba. So you see, and you can see Kwankwaso's play in the last few days. He's gone from Taraba to Kogi, to Benue to Kogi. That flank, he's clearing up and tidying up. So you'll see that the volume of votes you will get from those places will be way above the volume of votes that any candidate will be bringing to the table. Now, if we get the 5 states in the South, then it is game, set, and match. If we don't, then with the volume of votes, it will go to a runoff.
Very interesting analysis that you've given there, but you know, for some people from that analysis, it does show that your candidate seems to be a regional candidate. Given just where we are, and given the fact that the Nigerian Constitution is very particular about how you must win, and it's for a reason, for the sake of unity. Assuming your candidates were to emerge, you know, as one of the front runners at the end of the day, say it were to go into a runoff, for instance, how do you think he's going to be able to convince all the other parts of Nigeria where he perhaps might not have had a great showing that he is indeed a president for them as well?
Yes, firstly, I disagree with you, Mark, where it doesn't show being parochial or being a regional candidate in any way. He said to you that now the issue is he the one that is regional, or are the voters the one who are ethnic and religious in outlook? That is the question you should ask yourself as well. You understand? So he has reached out. He's been in the South many times. He's been reaching out. I've been a Kwankwaso member since 2013. I'm Lagos Yoruba. So, and there are many. There's no state you do not have the NNPP well grounded. So that it would be easy to convince anyone if the runoff comes. They will look at it. If this person has come up with the volume of votes required, now, if for one reason or the other, either due to ethnicity or religious, I don't want to use the word bigotry, choices made by people, that person doesn't scratch the surface properly in other regions of the country, then it is for us to look at the reasons why. Is it that the projects, that the programs are not good enough? Is it that he hasn't gone round, he hasn't sold his program to the people? Or is it that there are some people who are saying, oh, it's because we want a Christian this time, or we want a Yoruba man this time, or we want an Igbo man this time? Those are the more important than the fact. You've seen Kwankwaso. Right. He's gone round. He's shown that he's a true Nigerian. He's not parochial in any way. So that question should go to the masses, but not to him.
Everywhere he's gone, he's always appealing. He's always at that Kwankwaso movement, the cult following.
There's nothing wrong.
Coming out. And,
There's nothing wrong.
Shutting down wherever they are.
Good.
Literally.
It's good to understand that he has almost like a cult-like following, mass following. There's nothing wrong with that. It's because that they in Kano and the North know him better than they know him over here. They know that he performed. They know that he sticks to his word.
Let's wind down.
Yes.
Put a figure to it if you could. Those projections, because I know that those are things you do. You have your situation.
Those are the things we do.
What figure are you putting to your projection?
Has not been in the situation room.
Right.
I've been in Lagos.
So you don't have a target as a party.
I know they have a target, but you see, look, Buhari won with how many votes? Can you recall?
Are you trying to model after that?
No, I'm just trying to tell you that whoever is going to win on Friday, if it is an outright victory, will be far less, unless the turnout is higher. And once the turnout is high, then the APC and PDP are gone.
Okay. I guess we'll wait to see. As you said, it's just Friday. It's just Saturday morning. Ladipo Johnson is spokesperson to the NNPP Kwankwaso presidential campaign.
He said NNPC earlier, and then you followed suit.
Oh. No, NNPP.
NNPP.
I know.
Okay.
He wants me
that
to,
happens a lot.
I hope Senator Kwankwaso has heard him. He wants me to go to the Ministry of Petroleum, maybe.
Spokesperson, NNPP Kwankwaso presidential campaign. Thank you again.
Thanks for having me. Thank you very much.
Well, there's more where that came from. We're back right after now. Stay with us.